Krishna everyone. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the placement 12th lord in the 12th house. What do you mean by the lord of the house in Vedic astrology? Now each planet has got a responsibility of handling either one or two houses. So this planets become the lord of those houses. Now look at this table to see which planet is the lord of which zodiac sign. So if you see this table, Mars is the lord of two zodiac signs, which is Aries and Scorpio. Venus is the lord of two zodiac signs, Taurus and Libra. So in this way, each of the planet has gotten a department to handle either one or two zodiac signs. Now let us try to understand that with an example. Now for example, if in your chart third lord is in the fourth house, so how you conclude whether third lord is in fourth house? So if you see, this is the first house where 12 is written, this is the second house where 1 is written, and this is the third house where 2 is written. Now what is 2? If we have a look at the table, then 2 is nothing but the Taurus zodiac sign. And who is the lord of Taurus zodiac sign? It is Venus. Okay, so what you will say then, lord of the third house is Venus. Okay, because it is the lord of the Taurus zodiac sign. And but where is Venus placed? Now Venus is placed in the fourth house of the birth chart. So this is how you will conclude that third lord is in the fourth house. So today we will check the placement 12th lord in the 12th house, but before that I have made a detailed video on what all things can we see from the 12th house. Please go and check that out before proceeding with this video. Also, a small disclaimer. Please note that this is a general prediction depending only on the placement of a lord in a specific house. Accurate results will only come after considering the zodiac sign, planets, dignity of the planets, retrogression, combustion, aspects, nakshatra, ascendant, shadbal, conjunction, and your running time period, which is Mahadasha, Antardasha, etc. Now, 12th house is a Dusthana house. There are certain negative situations or experiences linked to Dusthana house, and which is why Dusthana is termed as not so comfortable house, because nobody likes to experience any kind of negative scenarios in their life. So, specifically, when we talk about the 12th house here, Dusthana elements such as imprisonment, hospitalization, dealing with secret enemies, abandoned from your home country. So all these kind of situations is part of the Dusthana house. So 12th lord sitting in the Dusthana house, um, we can say that, let's say 12th house, 12th lord, it has to go somewhere, right? From there are 12 houses, it has to be somewhere. So the most comfortable position of this Dushtana lord is to be in its own house rather than going and destroying someone else's house. So you can consider something like there is a demon, and demon, sitting in his own house will be more comfortable and better rather than going and destroying everybody else's houses. So in that way, 12th lord in the 12th house is a good position. This position is also called as a Vimala Viparit Raja Yoga. Now, Viparit here means reversing something, right? Viparit circumstances, Viparit situations. So, it means that this position has the ability to reverse an unfortunate circumstance. So that does not mean that you are not going to face an unfortunate circumstance. It means that you might be going through a bad time, you might be going through a unfortunate phase of phase in your life, and then you get a helping hand or sudden luck or something which gives you the power to reverse that unfortunate situation that you are going through. Okay, so this is a Vimala Viparit Raj Yoga. In this, you have a possibility of gaining unexpectedly from various kind of difficult situations. It could be first could be after overcoming a phase of struggle or obstacles in life. So example could be, someone who is born into a very poverty stricken household, and then with the grit and determination one is able to reverse that poor situation and come out of it. So this could be one kind of a situation. Second could be, while going through a difficult situation, you could gain an unexpected gain. So it could be something, like a situation like you are in a job and then suddenly there is a layoff, but then you get let's say a referral from someone close to you, and you are able to reverse that difficult or unfortunate scenario for better. Unexpected gains via bad luck is also possible. Let's say you get some losses or something temporarily, but then that bad luck actually proves to be better for you. So like, it depends on how you see it. Like, you are seeing it as a bad luck, but in hindsight, when you look back at the same scenario, you think that, oh, that was the best thing that happened to me. That bad luck, some that bad luck scenario changing or transforming your entire life. So that is kind of a event which is possible in this, with this placement. Then there is also a possibility of gaining unexpectedly due to harm, failure, or downfall of somebody else. Okay, so let's say there is someone who is already sitting on a throne, for which you want, you desire that throne. It could be any throne, it could be CEO or any kind of position that you are seeking for or you are desiring for. But because of let's say now layoff or any other scenario, let's say that person loses that position, and then because there is a vacancy there, now you become next in line for that particular position. So because of somebody else's downfall, somehow you get benefit. So that is kind of a scenario which plays with these kind of viparit raja yoga positions. The recent news, if you would have seen, where in a beauty pageant, a person A has willingly given up that title, that throne. And then what happens in this scenario? Now the person B, who was next in line, okay, who was the next in line for these for this throne, is now uh, easily getting this throne without actually earning it, right? Because that was not the first in line, like the person who actually won it, but because of somebody else's decision, now this throne will be given to somebody else. So understanding situations like this are part of viparit raja yoga. Now 12th house, apart from being a dusthana house, is also a moksha house. So moksha houses are those houses which detaches you from the materialistic world, which gives you certain triggers so that you can follow a spiritual path. All these kinds of spirituality, detachment from materialism, is part of the moksha house. So when 12th lord is sitting in the 12th house here, believing in your faith, whatever that is, having faith in spirituality, following a spiritual way of living, uplifting others instead of wishing for someone's downfall. So all these kind of things becomes crucial for this placement, because this is what can basically help you with all the significations, the positive significations that you can earn from the same position. 12th lord is a lord of privacy and isolation. So when 12th lord is sitting in its own house, which is 12th house, then it basically gives you a certain kind of a mysterious vibe, where you like to operate from behind the scenes, you like to operate in privacy. This will be especially true regarding the significations of the planet which is represented by the 12th lord. Okay, so now we know certain people who like to publicize everything, that hey guys, I'm going to eat at this restaurant, I'm going to do this, that. So there are these certain kind of people who like to inform everything on the social media. But this position is like totally opposite of that, wherein this person wants to operate behind the scenes. Now 12th lord is a lord of expenses and expenditure. So 12th lord sitting in the 12th house, it's a guaranteed position that you are going to have heavy duty expenditures in your lifetime. Okay, either you will, unexpectedly you will be just getting, expensive bills and bills and bills which you have to spend your money on, or by nature itself only you will be very extravagant, who likes to have a fine dine, a luxury car, all the kind of glamorized version of things. So either you would be extravagant, or some way or the other your expenses definitely are going to go somewhere or the other. So it is better to redirect or your expenses, it is better to actually do expenses but redirect that into investment form, so that actually you're satisfying the condition of 12th lord in 12th house, which is to do expenses. Okay, other way would be also to donate some portion of your income to the temples, ashram, or for any religious ceremonies, because 12th house is the house of spirituality and everything. So donating anywhere of this would be beneficial with this placement. Now 12th lord is a lord of hospitals, prisons, okay, all of these things. So depending on the placement and what the 12th lord is, there might be some possible pending karma which is linked to either hospital or prison or a spiritual camp or NGO, which will come when this dasha period gets activated. Now 12th lord is also the lord of bed pleasure. So if there is severe afflictions on this placement, then there is a possibility of you getting involved into bed pleasures and many private affairs when this time period gets activated. Okay, if it is well placed, then you will understand and you will go with a spiritualistic path. But if there are afflictions which is kind of harming this position, then you might take another route. Now 12th lord is a lord of foreign lands. So why is this position criticized so much? Okay, why people don't like this 6 8 12 houses when you are able to go to a foreign land with this kind of a placement? It is because at least in the previous time it was not of a good reputation. Basically you would be losing your social status if you are abandoned into or been thrown out of your home country. So earlier there was no like I'll go for work for foreign in the foreign to earn good money type of thing. Earlier it was like you are being thrown out by the king because you did something which the king did not like. So now you will be abandoned from your home country. So situations like this were there in the past. So it was as this kind of a scenario was associated with a lot of stigma, that and lot of social status harm during that time. But now in this time the same thing is kind of brings more social status. So it's in a kali yuga, what we can say, the same position is now, the same placement is going to give you more social status because you are not in your home country, because you are living in some other foreign country. But apart from leaving this the stigma or gain or loss of social status aside, even if we see going to a foreign land and starting something from scratch is absolutely not easy. So there was a struggle in the earlier time which was more associated with the stigma of loss of social status. But in this time also you would see that even in the earlier times and this time, goings this is basically like going to an unknown territory, going to an uncomfortable position, because you do not have a social support there, you do not, you have nothing like what you can gain get in your own home country. The things that you would have built up, none of that is going to be of any use in your foreign journey, right? The physical aspects I'm talking about, you go to a foreign country and you have to start from scratch, you have to build social connections from start, you have to build real estate from from scratch, you have to learn their language, get accustomed to what culture is there, be adaptable, be flexible, lot of things which comes, like, while it is very easy to see that, oh, this person is going to foreign and everything will be good, it is actually also, with that it comes a lot of struggle to adapt, right? And not everybody can adapt to this. So that, so this is the 12th lord. In the 12th house, there is a possibility for you to go to a foreign land, to a distant place, depending the purpose, will depend on what the 12th lord actually is. But yeah, in one sense it would be great, because you would be able to earn good money out of it, and you will be able to grow yourself, right? Because usually people are told to travel more, because when you travel, there is a lot of personality growth, right? So when you go out and see the world, see how other people are living, there is not only in the monetary sense it is beneficial, but the growth that you get from inside, there is no quantification of that, right? You cannot express that. So in that sense, this position can give you an opportunity for living in foreign lands and distant places. But it is this is kind of an advantageous thing, which we can link with this placement in this time. Now, 12th lord is a lord of isolation, and with this placement, there is also a possibility of one who likes to live in privacy, isolation, or in a secluded area, or away from all the socializing aspects of the community. So it could also be someone who is living in a hermitage, because that person has renunciated everything, or someone who is doing research, deep research into a particular subject, and is not willing to to do all that socializing thing with the community, because otherwise these people do not get time to go into depth into the subject that they want to go. So depending on various scenarios, this person might like isolation and privacy very much. Now, 12th lord is also the lord of sleep patterns, and it is sitting in the 12th house of own house. So with this placement, it is very essential to follow a healthy sleeping routine. Okay, sleeping at the correct time, and sleeping at depending on whatever your circadian rhythm is, following what is good for your body, especially in the sleeping patterns, and the sleeping routine becomes essential, because this is a placement where if you fix your sleep, half of your problems related to your 12th house is automatically going to get fixed. Now, 12th Lord sitting in the 12th house is giving its seventh aspect on the sixth house of deaths, diseases, and enemies. So, sixth house is a house of routine, and 12th Lord of Laws seeing the house of routine, there is a possibility that you might lack discipline, or there is a loss of your day to day routine. So, which is why I told it is very important. To have good sleeping habit and a good disciplinary day to day kind of a situation, then half of your problems is already solved with this placement. This is also because 12th lord in the 12th house can give you a very extravagant kind of a mindset. So it is important that you don't take debt to do those kind of expenses. Instead, you do those expenses into your investment. So avoid taking any debt to do any kind of unnecessary expenses. Okay, avoid also doing an intentional harm to anybody, because Parashara says that this is a placement where one can become very spiteful. Okay, so don't orchestrate someone else's downfall so that you can benefit. Okay, let life happen to you. Okay, do not take the course of somebody else's downfall in your hands, because you will be just ruining um the thing which you could have gotten, right? So let life happen to you, and don't get involved in doing any kind of intentional harm to somebody else. I will in future make separate videos with different type of planets as the 12th lord in the 12th house. If you have this placement in your chart, please do mention your experiences in the comments section. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Also, please do let me know in the comments section below what more videos would you like to see. Thank you.